Travel movies are all the hype today. Any person who wants to have a good time will settle down on his couch with some popcorn and put on a travel film. And you know what a good travel film to watch is? Yep, you know it because you saw the thumbnail and clicked on this video. It's actually Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. That's the movie we're talking about today. Also, quick side note, I really don't know what Zoya and Farhan are doing. Zindagi Milegi Na Dobara was a song from Rock On which turned into a movie title, and in Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara there was a song called Dil Dhadakne Do which turned into Zoya's next title. It's kinda like Easter Andas in Bollywood. I don't know what they're doing, but I like it. Okay, back to ZNMD. Oh my god, I cannot even tell you the number of things that this film has done right. It's such a great film. Look, now I'm not telling you that this film is flawless. It has its own flaws. And I know the title says how to write a perfect travel film, but to be honest, in the immortal words of a famous person, no one is ever perfect. But really, the flaws in this film is something that you shouldn't hold on to, because it does so many things almost perfectly right. Now look, if you're gonna call me biased and tell me that I appreciate this film only because I love it, you are 100% right. I do love this film. And these videos that I make aren't really hard and fast rules or facts that you have to follow. They're more like my opinions on what this film has done right. You can either agree with it or disagree with it. Now if you're a person who didn't like ZNMD, let's see if this video can change your mind, shall we? Okay, this film has everything, alright? It's got travel, it's got romance, it's got friendship, it's got drama, it's got action, it's got dancing, it's got this guy. Basically everything required for a staple Bollywood blockbuster commercial cinema. Say that 20 times. While this is a big film, it doesn't really bank on the blockbuster or commercial aspect of it, nor on the big actors in it. What it does bank on is its story and its storytelling capabilities. Now, the number one most important thing that you need to keep in mind while making a travel movie is that the movie isn't really about the destination. It never is. It's about the journey. And I'm not talking about the physical journey. I'm talking about the character's journey and how they develop throughout the film. Basically, in film parlance, we're talking about the character arc. Let's meet Hrithik Roshan, or Arjun, a stockbroker who says stereotypical, cliched and common stockbroker dialogues like,
"How much? That's horrendous. Sell everything."
Yeah. Remember the flaws I was talking about? Anyway, in the first minutes that we're introduced to Arjun, through the conversation between Kabir and him, we understand that he's selfish, not caring, and stuck up. We're also told that this trip has already been cancelled once because of Arjun, to which his response is,
"It's my work."
Great, so we've established that Arjun is an asshole and only really cares about making money. But as the film progresses, we see Leila, played by Katrina Kaif, who we can call the catalyst of change in Arjun's life, break down his walls and teach him to live life. So when exactly does this change happen? Here? Nope. Here? Nope. It happens here. The long walk that Leila and Arjun take. This walk is literally the summation of Arjun's arc. We find out that Arjun still loves money, but this time we also find out the reason that he runs behind it so much.
मैं 8 साल का था जब मेरे डैड गुजर गए। मेरी माँ के लिए सिर्फ ढेर सारा कर्ज छोड़ के। बहुत जल्दी समझ गया था कि ये दुनिया सिर्फ और सिर्फ पैसों से चलती है। Simple as that.
Quick side note, if you didn't know, that was an example of expository dialogue, which is going to be my next topic of discussion. Anyway, after that we have this.
Seize the day, my friend. पहले इस दिन को पूरी तरह जियो, फिर 40 के बारे में सोचना.
Seize the day. That is the theme of Arjun's character arc. Here we have a guy who's always been living in fear of the future that he never really lived in the present. He was so focused on making money that he never bothered spending it on things that really made him happy. And that is exactly what this character has to learn to do. To seize the day, to live in the moment. And Leila is that force of change in his life.
इंसान को दिव्य में सिर्फ तब होना चाहिए जब वो मर चुका हो.
Oh, and also she's great at philosophy. And as expected, Arjun's character does complete his arc and learns to live life to the fullest. Awesome. Now the other two characters also have arcs but not as significant as Arjun, so I'm not really going to dive into it. The next thing that this film does well is exposition. For the people who don't know what exposition is, it's basically when the film reveals important information that is pertinent to the film story or the character's story. Now, exposition can be conveyed through dialogue or narration or written text on screen and etc. But it's generally agreed that narration and written text is just lazy writing and not riveting enough unless the film specifically demands it. But putting exposition in dialogues doesn't automatically make it interesting. It needs to be put in a way that the information is conveyed without the audience realizing that they're being fed information. And this is something that I think ZNMD does pretty well. Take a look at this scene.
Grow up! मेरा phone बाहर फेंकना is not funny. मेरी girlfriend के साथ involve होना was not funny.
Did you catch the exposition there? If you didn't, that's just a testament to Zoya Akhtar's writing. The expository line in the previous dialogue was the one regarding the girlfriend. Now, this information about the girlfriend makes us aware of the reason for contention between Arjun and Imran. It tells us why the dynamic between the duo felt so uneasy from the start. Now, what Zoya does very cleverly is that she never gives the audience multiple lines of exposition together. It's always just one line. This way, the audience doesn't really have time to dwell upon it and immediately have to pay attention to the next dialogue. And that's how the exposition is hidden in plain sight, and the audience never really realize that they're being fed information. Another great example is, again, The Long Walk. The information that Arjun gives about his father is exposition. But as an audience, we never really realize it because the entire scene is such a raw character-defining moment, and the conversation is gradually steered toward it that it almost seems seamless. Again, the expository lines are limited to 1 or max 2 at the most, and hence they go unnoticed. Points for that, Zoya, points for that. The last thing I want to talk about is its comedy. The comedy in ZNMD is on point. It's brilliant. It's not Rohit Shetty comedy, it's not slapstick comedy, nor is it dumb one-liners comedy. It's intelligent visual humor. Let's take a look at the scene after Imran throws Arjun's phone out of the moving car. If you've watched the film, you know what happens next. If you haven't watched the film, I really don't know why you're watching this video, and I guess it's a little too late to say spoiler alert. Anyway, if you've watched the film, you know that after the phone fiasco, they have a huge fight and Imran and Arjun have a big falling out. And then comes the following scene.
Hi, baby. Good.
I remember watching this scene in the theater. Everyone was in splits. Not one single dialogue, not one single action, just good writing. If you watch this scene without watching the previous one, it won't make any sense. But put it next to this one and it changes the complete flow. That is the power of film editing. The juxtaposition of two scenes next to each other makes it go from one extreme to another. In fact, that is the power of film. There are so many things that are just so amazing about this film that I'd like to list here, but if I do that, it would probably be a film by itself, so I'm going to restrain myself from doing that. But anyway, as you can see, it's not the grand visual spectacle of Spain or the wonderful dance sequences or the amazing action sports in the film. It's about the most basic and raw moments of the characters that make this film so good. Like I said, it's never about the destination. It's always about the journey. That is it for this video, guys. Hope you like this video. If there's any other topic that you'd like me to cover, please leave them down in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Peace!